And I wish we had more time to cover this one today, and it's a good one, and I like what I see so far and would love to come back and do a more complete playthrough, especially with the campaign. I'd love to see more of the lore and what they have in store for World Turtles, available sometime soon. But the demo's out now, so go ahead and represent me and any of the other creators you see here. Make sure you subscribe to them too, and tell them what you think about the game or whatnot, and tell me what you think about the game too when you download it today and or give it a try. Hey, it's free, so you may as well just give it a shot and see what you think about it. Love a lot of these elements from other games being combined here. I love the fact that we can make our own custom maps, large maps, standard and small, and of course, a tutorial and campaign, which I'd love to see too. Great to always start with a tutorial and a campaign and then work into, just getting messy and doing things wrong your first time and getting better each time. Might not be good at it, but hey, it's fun. All right, everybody, take care. Have a wonderful day, afternoon, and evening. Hope to see you soon. Looking forward to reading your comments, your questions, and of course, some of your feedback on this game and many more. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye, goodbye.
Let's get building!
Well, hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and glory to Raptoria as we build our awesome city yet again, this time in World Turtles. Hello again there, welcome. Good to see you here for a game, of course, known as World Turtles. I caught wind of this game sometime around the Steam Next event last month, and I thought it was a really cool looking city builder / survival building game where, of course, you want your people not to die to death. Give them all the things that they need to survive and thrive in a landscape that you can build yourself in all sorts of different choices for a large, small, and standard size map. And of course, well, for now, yeah, they were really trying to get us to play this one. You can see probably a few of your favorite creators over there on the left side. If not, make sure you subscribe to all these guys, and hopefully you decide to subscribe for me too. They made some sort of a content creator demo, and they emailed all of us kindly to check out their game, and I was just a little busy at the time, but it was on my list after playing so many different out-of-the-box city builders. I've been really interested in trying this one, and now I finally have the time. So check it out on Steam. You can download and play this for free, so don't forget that, and you can give it a try for yourself and add it to your wish list if it interests you for its release sometime maybe later this year. You never know nowadays, but if it gets delayed, that'd be a great thing, because of course they'll always add more polish and much more. All right, well, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We'll try a standard map here today and try to take a middle of the road scenario. I have played the tutorial / campaign a little bit, but there's still a lot to learn in this game when it comes to getting your people to be happy and safe and whatnot. So let's play a standard map now. And camera controls here and everything are listed, and yeah, we'll go ahead and learn some of that. Uh-oh, they used the word bear. Please bear with some of the in-game development items in the demo. Oh, no. No bears. I better not see a single one. Oh, world's ready. All right, cool, let's go.
Look what we can build now!
Yeah! All right, cool. Wow, this game's got an incredible amount of stuff in it too, by the way. I think it's actually like an overload in terms of all the things to do and to basically get started with and to build and to understand and learn. So we'll go over some things slowly, and since it's kind of a tutorial / first look, we probably won't get too far in building a massive city, but what's really important here is to see the detail in building a smaller city and then what it can become as we grow. So obviously the turtle, the world on the back of this turtle here can be, a myriad of different sizes. There can also be enemies around us. Think kind of like Civilization, where there could be other forces out on the map too that we're gonna have to go to war with, or perhaps ally with, in order to get all the resources that we need. Things like wild food are out here. Things like buildings, or specific buildings can be built in some of these locations for materials such as like, stone and iron and coal and those types of things. The standard. But we also have other materials that you might not see in other games. And of course, some information on pretty much everything there is to do. So right here it's telling us meeps from the surrounding area may join our realm. That's what we call our people. So meeps, peeps, people, citizens, whatever you want to call them. And so obviously as we adjust the size and the the appeal of our city, the more people who want to move in. Obviously, if we build them homes and, you know, give them shelter and food and such, they'll want to work here because it's their best chance of survival and their best chance at a good life. Well, starting in the upper left corner, we have ourselves some basic resources, things like wood and stone and food and such to worry about, water and different types of other materials that are new to this game, or rather that you may have not heard of before, like flux. And of course, we have a nutritional balance in the game. In other words, the more balanced our diet is with proteins and grains and other things like that, the healthier our people will be. But also we need to worry about the health of the turtle. This is in development now, and some things are kind of still working out. But what is this? Flyby. Are we going to get a cutscene for the turtle? Let's try it out. Immediately, this kind of reminds me of, the name escapes me, but there is a name of a game with a large walking creature. I forget his name. It means piggyback in Japanese, I think. And you build a city on the back of a walking dinosaur, and I think this game's kind of along the same lines, except we're flying in the middle of space, almost like Earth, except a turtle, which is kind of cool. Was something playing here? Oh, I hit... Oh, I see. It was paused because I had the game paused. So the cutscene will show our lands if we unpause and use the flyby function, which is really nice for seeing the lands around us in more of a cinematic view, and also the city that we're building. So that's the way to look at that. Okay, cool. So obviously a lot of trees nearby, stone. We've got water, so we can build along that coastline too and do some fishing and get some of the other resources that are only found in and around the water. I'm definitely getting some Civ vibes, although this is kind of more of a smaller city builder. We're not talking about thousands of people. You know, we're talking about maybe 30 to 40 people to settle initially, and then building up the population over time to defend against raiders and whatnot, and others who might wish us ill. Right, so we're going as the Raptorians for now. So glory to Raptoria yet again. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of our construction options here in the game. We have things like for settling and for gathering. So we have buildings that we can start with, including a wanderer's cabin that can go out and, I'm assuming, hunt rabbits. A builder's yard that will construct building for us. Homes, of course, for expansion. And then we can also go back and take a look at gathering. So we have somebody who can gather stone and a woodcutter that obviously can cut down trees and bring them back for processing. A farm and also a fishmonger's hut. So those are some basic foods to get us started. I gotta say, this looks really beautiful. And I'm really happy about the water being animated. For whatever reason, looking at this water, I just immediately get an Anno 1800 vibe. I just love how the way the water works in Anno, and it's good to see more games doing elevation, you know, rivers where they can actually go downstream towards a lake or an ocean or into other rivers. Really cool to see. Oh boy, we got to name our turtle. I think we're going to name him... Click or tap join to become a member today to unlock a bunch of different perks and giveaways and such in the Discord with the link down below in the description. That name's a little long, so maybe we'll go with Greg. Greg seems fine by me. All right, well, and now another good thing, too, is that even though we're not in the tutorial anymore, there is still so much to learn in this game that, yeah, for those of you who might be just getting started or whatnot in a game like this, there is no shame in pausing and reading all the different things there are to do. So things like, for example, building flags in order to expand our realm, and then, of course, reading about different types of materials and resources that we can unlock over time. All right, well, first things first, then, let's take a look at our village itself. Here we are. Oh, raptor's nest. Oh, that's appropriate for dinosaurs. Very nice. Let's see what we got here. So we got apprentices here. We've got things locked for now. I'm not sure if that's part of the demo or if that's part of the expansion of the city. We do have a few people here already inside the city. Oh, that's me. Hey, what's up, me? How we looking here? Can I see myself? It's better not to look. All right, cool. So yeah, so we're the leader of the tribe here. We've got ourselves a bunch of materials inside the city. We've got things gathered at the central, what I was expecting to be a fire, but this is kind of our initial, how would you say, stockpile. So all the resources in our city are gathered here, and this is how many people are representing our little village until we get more joiners, which again, it did tell us about a little bit. So things like Goodwill kind of remind me a little bit of games like Black and White, which, by the way, we need another awesome game like Black and White where, of course, we play as a god. There are games like that. One that might interest you, of course, known as, oh boy, now the name escapes me already, too. But you play as Nuggets, and I'll let you guys remind me down below in the comment section. I've played so many lately. Some of them are already passing my mind. Actually, I just remembered the name of it, too. We'll see if you guys can guess it before the end of the video. Anyway, we got other things to do here, but like harvesting, for example. But we must start simple with things like gathering resources. So we're going to start over here, I think, with our gathering of a little woodcutter's camp. So let's start. I know, sir. I'm on it. Thank you.
That's just where I would have put it.
Oh, good. I'm glad you agree. Excellent. Well, they're so helpful. All right, so yes, we're starting by gathering wood first and then stone. We can start making tools out of those things, but as to not overwhelm our workers, we'll just start with one for now. We got Gerland over there. So this area that's all in black, I guess, the fog of war, or the black sheep wall, if you will, if you remember what that means from another particular game. Essentially, this is area we've not yet discovered, so we can go and explore these lands to find where they might be. Oh, cool. I've got like a little, oh yeah, that looks like me for sure. All right, cool. So let's continue to scout then. So construct a wanderer's cabin to explore surrounding terrain, key to interacting with surroundings. I feel like they're actually hunters, like gatherers. I feel like they should be able to do those types of things too. And I certainly love it in a game such as this when it takes a very long time to do some of the basic things because, and that might not be appealing to others, but I do like it when a lot of things, like for example in Dawn of Man, take hours in game, but it also simulates thousands of years passing in real life, so or real time, and I like that. Okay, looks like we could do a lot of stone mining over here and over there. So maybe we'll put it somewhere in the middle. I don't want to put it near too close to the beach because that could be where the fishmongers and stuff might go. So this is a pretty good spot right here between the two. So work's almost complete over here. I like the look of the buildings. I like the whole fantasy style of kind of a little, you know, a little fantasy style, or what would you call stylized art for the game. And I do like how buildings don't just come up out of the ground, but that they're built piece by piece. And a lot of games are having this in common now. Foundation, Ostrive, Manor Lords, and many more are showing the overall time and development of a structure actually being produced here. I'm wondering if the woodcutter can actually make charcoal. Oh yeah, we need a wanderer's cabin too. Was that Jacksepticeye? The hell? Did that?
This building's complete.
Oh, well, that's certainly not him. All right, anyway, let's go with settling now. We're going to do the wanderer's cabin, and then we'll do a builder's yard. That'll help us with some other things, but we're just taking the recommendations for now. All right, let's build our wanderer's hut over here.
I'm gonna chop you some wood.
3, you are no match for my
I think this is a good spot here.
Excellent choice.
Thank you. I think there was better options, but that's fine. All right, next thing is, so gathering is all done, and we've got our settling, which is now the builder's yard is the last thing remaining after the wanderer's cabin. So the wanderer's cabin is here, and the builder's cabin, which looks kind of similar. Actually, they both look very similar. The only difference between them is the appearance of the small little tent that's next to the structure. You can kind of see it changing its appearance there. But anyway, we'll get that built maybe down by the shore. I'm working on it. They're so helpful. I like that. They're doing things exactly when I would. That's nice. So there's an incredible amount of things to keep track of. As I've said before, there's a lot of resources, but of course the happiness of our people is something to keep an eye on too. So we can actually click on markers here to see where they are, what their names are, and then we can inspect them a little bit more to see how they might be doing and such. So we can kind of keep track of our people. All right, Tier 1 overview task experience per building type. So we'll be able to upgrade the longer that they've done these jobs, so we can research things like alchemy and tinkering and additional research and farming techniques. So the more we do things, the more buildings we build in that specific field, the better we'll do. Almost looks like we started with a little farm here. Elevation 4, though. All right. Join our Discord for the closed beta and future your name in the game events. Oh, yeah. I think if you download this demo and play for 20 minutes, they'll put your Steam name into the game as well at the end credits, just for checking it out, which is kind of a nice thing to do. Usually you have to get like a, I don't know, a high-tier Patreon goal or a Kickstarter goal of like, you know, close to $1,000 or more just to like be credited in the end credits. But in this case, we're good to go. Terrain level 2, terrain level, what is it, 7 up there? Looks like it's actually snowing up here. We'll need to keep track of things like, for example, weather. So it gets a little chilly up top, but it looks like down by the water everybody's a little more comfortable. 3 minutes and 58 seconds. Space-time continuum. Click to enlarge space map. Excuse me? I haven't even learned about this yet. Flux. The higher the flux, the more power can be produced. Still in development. So it's either not available or is, of course, incomplete.
Farm.
Alright, let's do some farming. I agree. So in order to get that, we'll need to get the Wanderer's cabin built. So that's the requirement, the prerequisite for that. I really do like the turtles, by the way. Seeing them kind of swimming through the universe or whatnot. You can actually see the sun. I assume that's representing days by circling around the turtle. That's pretty awesome, man.
Something new we can build.
Good, new stuff to build. Let's build ourselves a farm. Moisture is going to be important, so we want to build it somewhere very fertile. Ooh, this is good. Down by the
Need more farms.
lake here. It looks like there's a few things to move out of the way. There's already some cabbage here that's blocking us. That would have been a perfect spot. Really good. These farms are huge. But this is a good spot up here too. And actually down here as well. Certainly don't want to build it up high. So we'll have to explore a little bit with our wander. Wonder if we can designate trees to cut down? No? Or this for priority. Negative 50 yield due to climate.
Well, look what we can build now.
Alright, let's make sure we can build something new then. Alright, so we got our Wanderer's cabin. Looks like everything's up and running, right? Looks like the building types are already functioning. I can hear mining going on. The workers are doing their thing. This game really reminds me of Foundation meets Civilization for sure, with a little Anno 1800 in it, just with, I don't know, water, but that's such a far-off thing. It's cool. Lots of beautiful mist and such from all of the rivers here. Oh, we now have options to improve. Research tab, Leisure Hub, Alchemist Workshop. Those are the things we mentioned before. Take a look at gathering and go back to food. See if we can build something now that we've expanded a little bit. Just to build it, we'll build it here, whether or not it's the best place.
I just build.
Honestly feel, though, like the elevation of the farm should give us good crop variety. Obviously, being a little closer to the river will increase the moisture content of the soil, which means that we could see different crops desiring different types of soil. So that's kind of cool. We also see the seasons changing a little bit. If we turn off the overlay, we can kind of see snow hitting everywhere now. We can now see temperatures in game where it's getting a lot colder by the water. And it's still staying pretty toasty warm towards the middle, although it's going to be a lot colder shortly. Alright, what else have we built? We can do some improvements now. We can build that research hub. Let's go ahead and build that maybe over here. It's a little smaller building. I want to keep it somewhere near the city, but give us a lot of space from the... yeah, right here is a good spot.
Right, let's get this one up.
We want to build that a little bit away from the water. Well, looks like resources are transported immediately to where they need to go, and the builder's hub or guild can come over and they're responsible for that. Oh, looks like we're actually growing things over here too. Looks like there's... what is this exactly? Vines? Is that grapes? So the Wanderer has discovered tomatoes and looks to be flowers, corn, cabbage or lettuce, probably cabbage, and then also some grapes, which could be good for winemaking, but are just a good food source for now. So our Wanderer is expanding our territory, and perhaps the farmers are working there, but I feel like the guild, the Wanderers Guild, has done a good job at that. Alright, so now we can expand a few things. We can tell our Wanderers to explore the map, and we can also have them survey points of interest. We can also have our people gather around and whatnot. Each building type has its own research tree, yep. So now that we built the woodcutter, for example, we can now unlock something like planting trees. So 61% of required experience is there. Once we unlock that, we can then use that to make sure that trees are continuously growing as we're also cutting them down. A good idea to try to balance or have a higher number of foresters planting trees than cutting them down. Always good to have more trees than what you need, especially if you need more. You can cut them down right away. Good stuff. All right, let's go back to a couple of our menus here, see what else we can build next. Looks like the research hub is okay now. I think that might just be for them to gather things, but that designates it specifically for that resource. Build a little leisure hub. Where can we do some leisuring? Good old mountaintop lookout point. Perfect. Alright, let's go back to... Oh yeah, there it is. The gathering tab. I'm trying to do some fishing here shortly. We can build ourselves a fishmonger's hut, but we can also build that in the other tab too, so it looks like it doubles down, I think. Dwellings can be built soon, and of course our nest. In this case, it's just a settlement area. Oh, we have some weather crossing in. 5 minutes, 41 seconds. That we've survived here. I thought it was counting down. It's actually counting up, showing how much time has passed since we've seen that. Alright, now we're an apprentice farmer. Excellent.
We need a farm.
Alright, farm occupied. Excellent. Alright, so more and more people are coming to the camp. Being born, being happy. Good. Climate, water, humidity. It's winter. Here's the resources as well. Shard stockpiles, stone stockpiles, wood, and iron. So we can actually take a look at all the resources here and what their income is. I can hear them talking about taters. Nice thing about potatoes is, of course, you can mash them, boil them, and possibly stick them in a chowder. I think that's how it goes. No, it's a stew. Don't be mad. You know, I'm kidding. All right, so check this out. Now we've got a lot of extra things to kind of keep a track on. We have a few buildings and tasks for settling, a few for gathering, a few for improving, and then, of course, here's all the people in the town and their different types of occupation of houses, which we haven't built any just yet. And then, of course, our capacity for more by showing things like food and happiness and health and things like that. Relatively easy for now because, of course, we picked the standard difficulty, but also because the game is incomplete and not yet fully balanced for being more challenging as time goes on soon. All right, now we have the option to construct roads. There is road building in the game, so that's something we can do from the builder's yard. And then also we can construct buildings from there too, so some things will happen, you know, automatically. There's not much more we need to do to tell them to do that. All right, so as for farming, we can now have them tend to farms or prepare for, provisions for the winter, which is great. We can also tend shoals and prepare provisions for the winter too. And look at that, now that we've expanded more, now we get even more options. So now we have options like, for example, cultivation and domestication of animals. And that's cool. These are all the things that you want to start seeing in city builders, whether they're fantasy or dark fantasy or based on some level of realism or modern or, you know, medieval or whatnot. A lot of these games seem to feel medieval, post-apocalyptic, or modern. So it is good to see more and more fantasy ones come around that seem to be medieval at the surface, and the buildings certainly, you know, look like the period of Renaissance or medieval times or whatnot. But it is also great to see things like gunpowder and different types of warfare and such. Now, there could be other peeps out there somewhere, meeps, I guess, and they could be hostile towards us, so we need to be careful about that. Those are some things we can set in the settings as well. If you want to go immediately to war, you can set that up and go into battle almost right away and fight it out. Wanderers think they should be able to tame some of the nearby animals. Research domestication. All right, let's go ahead and do that then. Let's see. That was under the Wanderer. There it is. We want to do this right here. So we want to give them that as their priority for now. Let's see. Pump drill. That's for the woodcutter. Scaffolding. That's where we're doing a little research on now too. Increasing the building safety and, of course, their speed at building too. The higher they can get up on a wall, making taller buildings too. All right, roads are automatically being placed. This is great. Things are just kind of naturally being developed as the workers are coming up with ideas and they're working together, and roads are being built where the meeps are having the highest amount of traffic, wherever they happen to be going the most for work or for food or wherever. Pretty cool. Kind of weird here. This looks like a gallows to me. I can't help but think people are coming on out for an old-fashioned execution. Except for the, I guess the lantern tells you that, that's not exactly what it's for, but it's a make-out point. It's all for love. Hey, Diana's pregnant. Congratulations. That will be our first naturally born Raptorian within our borders. Fantastic. And unfortunately, we found an unfriendly meep. So somebody who might not necessarily fight us, but might not necessarily join us. Somebody who might be indifferent about our existence here. All right, how do we change some of these colors? I think this purple might show where rain is. I think I might have something selected like that. There we go. Yeah. It was actually showing where it was raining, which is really cool, because rain will affect soil moisture as it goes along. That's something I've seen in End Zone: A World Apart, but I don't see a lot of games, including farming games, really cover that often, where certain areas of territory can be, benefiting from rain, and other sides can be having a drought. And that's something to worry about probably more in a nation than a particular city. But, of course, there are certain crops that require different types of climates. So if you happen to grow a lot of sugar beets and there hasn't been a lot of rain or too much rain, that can definitely affect the crops for them tubers, you know what I mean? Potatoes and things like that. Yeah. All right, well, let's see what else we can build. It's certainly fun to build in this game. We can interact with our people now and build things like taverns, and that's one way we can, since we have a character on the map, we can go out for drinks with them and whatnot.
Do you have a license for that?
We'll build that over there. Yes, we have a license. I'm like the king, the lord. I can make up whatever rules I want. I want everybody to be as happy as possible. Got to work together. All right, let's build on the shoreline. Fishmonger time. Go ahead and start putting a little fishing dock down. Maybe over here. Seems like a good spot.
Leave it to me.
Cool. All right, so the fishing dock will go down next. And we have our hunting, our fishing is going down. We've got our farming going down. We've got our logger and our stone mine. We will have to worry about iron at some point. And then try to start making some weapons and whatnot. Locked for now, ... I like how the research works in this game, too. You can designate your people to kind of focus on something in their particular industries. I like the idea of having universities or schools or whatnot later in another game, but I like when basic ideas are just thought up by people doing work, trying to make the job easier and more productive and more profitable or whatnot, just by kind of thinking up ideas and trying them out. Oftentimes, it'll be like one research building can work on one thing at a time. And sometimes that's a little annoying for things like, to quote in Surviving the Aftermath, sometimes you can only focus on one thing at a time. And so when it's something like, I don't know, storing more water or a different type of building, it seems like the people who work in the water building could work on that. So I like how in this, it's simultaneous research working, or, focuses that you can work on, and then more unlock as time goes on for people doing that job. So it kind of gives you multiple research to do at the same time, although it's kind of more of a bonus that has to be researched by just doing it. You know what I mean? Kind of a weird way to put it, but essentially it's like the workers learn a skill, and it just makes them more skilled in that job. And that seems to be something that can go down throughout the ages. Let's do a little flyover of the city again. Let's see how things look.
New building available.
Alright, so this is still locked, I think, on moisture from looking at the... Oh, what is that there? Whoa, was that... Something was flying over there. That looked weird. But anyway, that's the soil moisture from all of the fishmongers and such that we're building. Looks nice, but now... What is this? Fault line. Uh-oh. Oh, those were sheep or something. Wait, they're like hovering. Some subsurface rock is emerging through a geological fault line in the terrain. When it erupts, it can lead to the foundation of formation of new rivers. Oh. Well, that's good. Hopefully, if that does erupt, either if it's us like lighting off TNT or something like that, hopefully that gives us an opportunity to make more farms, which will be incredibly important. Very, very important. All right, everyone seems to be okay so far, though. We now have a lookout tower that we can build. Might be good for security. Build one of those over here.
Let's get to it then.
And one of those over here. Let's see. Oh, inside the boundaries of our realm. Okay, so that should be anywhere. I claim these lands for RAPTORIA. I guess not. Well, I want to put it up somewhere high. Oh, it looks like we're pushing up against enemy territory, maybe? Love how the rocks look. That's nice. I will put a watchtower here. Buy all the food. Things like pigs.
Understanding has improved.
Carrots. Oh, we have... Oh, wanderers should survey the area over here for Oh, those are eggplant emotes in the chat. That's what it is. Eggplant emotes in the comments section, yeah. Aubergines? I've never even heard of the other name for that. I don't even know how to say that at all. Cool. I've learned something new today. Congratulations to me. And of course dogs too, which will become our best friends. Aside from these devs for putting me in the game. Thank you very much. That's very nice. Okay, well, let's go ahead and... wow, actually, this is a standard size map, so it looks like we've expanded a bit to...
The pursuit of knowledge is unending.
Two...
This particular pursuit is now finished.
2 other factions here, aka neighbors. Let's see. Oh, have we met them yet? You've met Meeps from another realm. Initial contact may be limited, but the time will come when your cooperation will be the only way to ensure both of your survival. Well, cooperation is in, hey, I'm in charge now. That'll be good. I'm really looking forward to them allowing us to cooperate. Cool. Alright, so I guess our goal then is to try to get to 100 population as well and try to become very strong and powerful too, so we can either be a benefit to the group. At the start, we're kind of looking at a world economy here. So that'll be kind of cool. I actually can't tell which one of my filters and stuff are on anymore. Reset camera. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we're back where we need to be. Okay, let's take a look at research, and let's take a look at more unlocks. Oh. Unlike combat a second ago. Anyway. And we got more watchtowers up. Very nice. I want to hold the high ground. Okay, what else can we build? Ah, yes, a tinkerer's workshop, but we need an alchemist's workshop up first. Let's put them over here.
All right, let's get to it.
Cool.
Need more farms.
Yeah, they want us to do more farms now. I agree with that. Whoa! Wow, the fault line over here absolutely exploded. And now we might get a new river passing through town. That's cool. I'm really wanting to put another farm there, but I guess we just can't for now. And we can't expand our territory there. And we have a river here. Everything's just a little too crowded. I wish I could put a farm down that might have not 100% effectiveness, but maybe, you know, 99 just because I don't have it. We could build over here, but we need to expand our territory. So that'll be something we can do. Additional tasks unlocked after gaining experience. So as they gain experience, we might be able to expand our borders that way, which reminds me a bit of Rise of Nations. If you haven't seen that game before, of course, one of the most important things in that game is not only just your population and your military power, but how large your country is too in terms of gathering resources and having access to those. And of course that's all based on a few different factors, not just military size or whatnot. Alright, looks like our borders have expanded a little bit more. Half the river. There is a group of fish down here, but I don't think we can build another fishing dock. Allowed number limited to 1 in the demo. Okay. So we would be able to build another fishing dock here, but unfortunately we're limited to 1. And you can actually see them going out and fishing. Oh, and there seems to be a resource out there too. Not exactly sure what that is. Could be just seaweed for... Maybe we're making sushi? Who knows? No suitable location found for farm ×2. Okay, so they're researching, or they're exploring. They're searching the lands for fertile soil. Well, we've got some fertile land too. We'll just need to wait until we expand a little bit. I love the look of the clouds too.
Something new we can build.
I wish there was a way to maybe toggle that on and off, or if I mouse over it, it kind of makes the clouds disappear. Or a button that I can hold to kind of stop that from happening, just to peek. All right, what should we research now? We'll just kind of go for random stuff, I suppose. Let's research new things. And then we can specialize in more other things that we haven't learned yet. There we go. That's good enough. Very nice indeed. Wow, there's so much more to learn. Things like gathering wild food and strawberries, which again is a wild food. I do like that. That reminds me a lot of Banished, which I think is one of the games that really knocked out the survival resource-based city builders. Of course, we had Anno beforehand, and we also had Tropico too, which were, you know, two old and modern city builders in terms of their timeline in which they were set. But I'm really happy to see games like Banished or whatnot show that, of course, more than just firewood could be exploited, but also things like seeds and whatnot, and of course trading is very important too. Take a look at the universe. There's our map. This must also affect certain things too. Kind of weird, we have like an atmosphere around the turtle. So weird. But since we're swimming, that's what's changing the atmosphere around us, I suppose, is the position of the sun that's following us, and maybe other entities. I'm not sure. Other gravitational poles from planets. Things like that. I love this waterfall. This is so good. Yeah, that's really nice. A lot more polished, and I think things will look amazing. I mean, they're looking great already. It can only get better. Look at all this. This is great. Look at all these. There's a pop-up message about a pop-up message. Telling us, of course, that we can left-click to move things around and whatnot. So, yes, there's lots and lots of things they want to teach you. And these are kind of like, you know, it almost takes longer to read these things than it does to actually learn the concept. So, for example, it's like, oh, you found capsaicin. You should send somebody over here. Which capsaicin, or wait. Oh, that's not wait, what? Hold on a second. Oh, wait. These were where I thought there was tomatoes before. Wait a minute. I thought that said capsaicin. Is that how you spell that? Anyway, what I was thinking of is like joint health and things like that. There's a lot of benefits to having different types of spices. And what I was thinking is that it was more medicinal for the different types of balance in nutrition, which we're not doing so great at right now. But that's why we should probably build some more wanderers. But hey, you're kind of limited in the demo, so don't worry too much about, you know, being limited to certain things. We're going to go ahead and take advantage of that, though. So much to do, so little to do it with sometimes, you know. Time or money, resources or manpower, these are just how these games go. And that's why it's a lot of fun. Alright, so we've got our alchemist down, we've got our woodcutter down, we've got our builder's hut down, we've got a little research going on, we've got leisure and stonemasons mining for us for future buildings. We got tinkers researching new things and making tools for our people. Fishmongers too. Increased happiness and appeal capacity. Excellent. Same with the food being made at the farms and food and territory explored by the wanderers. Fantastic. So much to do, so much to learn. Love how the world is also ever changing based on fault lines and stuff breaking on the back of this giant turtle. And the neighbors somewhere out there. We'll have to find them. Will they be friendly? Will we go to war? Will things be good or will they be bad? It's going to be on us to decide. Love how we have things like melons. Look at all the different types of resources here. This is great. It's like all the special stuff you find in Rise of Nations or Civilization. Very nice. Pineapples, chickens, yams. Awesome. Sheep. Great things for food. Great materials for possibly growing and making linen and wool into things like warm and light clothing. Very nice. And great music, too. I forgot to mention the soundtrack. I'm digging it, man. I'm digging it. Much more exploring, much more to do. Much, much more. More.